Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I want to do is I want to talk to my chosen ones about how in today's society you must share the same belief systems with someone to be able to build something with someone of some value, you know. This one I came across just meditating, just diving in on some of my own experiences and just realizing like how difficult you can make things for yourself by not sharing in the same belief system with someone. And what I mean by sharing in the same belief system, and I'll just use me as an example, it's just kind of like I believe in the natural flow of life, you know, spiritual laws. Like, I don't believe the matrix leads. Like, I understand, like, I'm in the matrix and I follow some of the rules. I was programmed to some of the same apps and all these other things. But what I mean by sharing the same belief system is it's kind of like what they did with the situation that shut everything down, you know. You had a bunch of people leaning to this side and then you had a bunch of people leaning to that side. But someone who wouldn't go through with the process and that follows a belief system state the way I do, you know, it would be hard to correlate that with someone who went through the process and did get it, you know what I'm saying? And for me, it's always like, okay, so what would make you get it? And like, what was your process of going about getting it? And I know a handful was safety precautions, or they, you know, they really believed in the system's health facilities. You know what I'm saying? And to have someone who believes in the matrix facilities and systems and then have someone who believes in the natural flow of life, there would be a lot of conflict of interest in between there. And it's not saying that these two beings wouldn't be able to have some kind of relationship, but it wouldn't be one of them ships of that was like going somewhere on a long venturous place, you know. It would be more so of like a ship cruise, you know, somewhere like maybe the Bahamas from the States, you know, some you take for like a week or two or a couple days or something like that. But it wouldn't be something long, journey, venturous out kind of space. And when you think about it and you dive into the spiritual realm, you'll realize like when you share the same core belief systems, even if they turn a little different, you have different kind of ideologies about different things, like it's nothing wrong with somebody else, like another female who believed in the natural flow and the things the way I do, and they had like different angles of approaching things differently than me, you know, but our core base belief system is the same. So that means we already have something that's going to kind of hold us solid together. And now I'm not saying that's everything, but when you out here in this Western matrix society, the way this weird shit is set up, like, you have to find things that's spiritually fulfilling, you know, and running around and engaging with people and meeting people and doing all these different things is like, when people give me certain answers, or I talk to certain people, or just meet random people out and just engage with them, it's kind of like I can see their core belief system, and even though it doesn't align with me, I just know that, like, when you meet people, like when you're young, you always wonder, like, I wonder if I could see myself with them forever, or I wonder what this person would be like if I known them for a long period of time, or something of that nature, you know. And for me, as far as the first question, I couldn't see myself being with somebody in my personal space that long, you know, without the same core belief system. And it mostly goes for just because it's a spiritual war going on right now, and you already are gonna be like having enough resistance against you. So when you're following this flow right here, and then you have other beings beside you, and their whole thing is, oh well, they want to discuss politics or the health thing or the shit that was going on with the women can do whatever they want to do with their body kind of thing. Like when you follow the natural flow, that doesn't even correlate with that shit over there, because we already understand over here it's our job to take care of ourselves, even though we do have these assistances because of these things that's been in place. But we know that that's our job, for us to take care of ourselves. And we understand that all of that shit, the health shit, the politics, the school and indoctrination, we know that all of that shit goes hand to hand. So if you believe in it, then that means that you share a different belief system than I do, because I don't believe in that shit over there. I acknowledge that it exists because I see it happening. I went through some of it. But as far as my core belief system, I don't believe in that shit. So that shit, in any kind of like trying to make me understand or like get me to like be okay or like talk to me in some kind of weird college language, like it doesn't work for me. I understand the language extremely well. But as far as when you start getting into the analytics and all that other shit and the numbers and all that shit that come with it, like I don't care for all of it, because it all comes from the same source to me, you know? So a lot of things out here, when you follow the natural flow, it's not written down on a piece of paper. A lot of these things is just a knowing, you know? But everything is so stamped to this 3D realm that it needs physical proof. You're not always going to have physical proof. You are not always going to have physical proof. But that's why I always think it's like important for us to make sure you share like the same core belief systems if you're going to be doing some longevity building with somebody. And if even if it's just business, you know, you want to make sure y'all core belief system is still the same as far as business wise, because you know business is transactional, so it doesn't matter if you're a fucking Christian or a Jewish, you know, they still do business because their core belief system in business is the same, which is, I don't give a fuck about you, you don't give a fuck about me. Okay, I need as much money as I can from you, or I need the best deal that I can get from you. You know what I'm saying? It is going down out here with the crows, the geese, the little birds, everybody. It is going down out here today. But sharing the same core belief system, you know what I'm saying? And as far as even with friends and peers beside you, like, you don't want to go around and hang out with people who you constantly being combated with, or every time you say how you feel because they believe in the Matrix, now you have this whole spiritual battle back and forth, and sometimes it even turns into a physical battle, you know, verbally, not physical, you know, some may turn physical, but like verbally. So it's like your belief system is your core roots. Your core roots. You get to your core roots, you know what I'm saying? Your grounding chakra. They are lit. Your grounding chakra, you know? And it'll help you, like, just save so much time between, like, figuring out if you really want to dig into something longer than you really want to with another being or entity, you know what I'm saying? Like, knowledge is power when it's used properly, you know? And we gain our wisdom from our experience and our knowledge. And it's our job now to make sure that we taking the steps we need to take for the next generation. And I always believed, and I seen somebody else had said it somewhere, which really brought it back to the forefront, but I already been doing it anyways. But I believe that each generation is responsible for the next generation down, you know, and that's another reason why I feel so responsible, not just for my daughter, but for the ones that's also around her and that's going to be around her space, that's currently in her space and that's will be around her space in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, we responsible we have to take up some responsibility, you know. And as much as we want to duck it or avoid it, we're going to have to dig in, you know. That's our job. That's our job. But I just wanted to tap in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure we're sharing the same core belief system. Don't sit in a situation and battle with a being or entity knowing you're not going to be able to shift them, because you have to remember, if they already believe in the shit that this thing has over here, all this witchy shit, then most likely they've been programmed to that for a long time, because most of us have been pushed to be programmed towards that unless we had a parent that was telling us no. But most of us didn't have that, you know. It's very few of us that had us being aware of what the fuck was actually going on in the process, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be a lot harder to shift them. They have numbers and they believe in their numbers, you know what I'm saying? But tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.